Ich grüße euch und herzlich willkommen. Heute gibt es News zu Total War Warhammer 3 und zwar, was wir in Zukunft erwarten können in Total War Warhammer 3. Ich wollte diese Reaktion jetzt eigentlich mit Kamera machen, aber es sind hier drin über 30 Grad und ich habe sehr schlecht geschlafen. Von daher spare ich mich das jetzt einfach mal, habe ich mir gedacht. Aber abends auf Twitch wie gewohnt live mit Kamera, ja. Noch ein Hinweis, ich weiß, es passiert gerade sehr viel in Warhammer 40k Dark Tide und Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Ich habe das nicht vergessen. Das kommt aber noch mal ein anderes Mal. Jetzt geht es erstmal um Total War Warhammer 3.
Hi everyone, I'm Steve Coleman, Senior Community Manager here in the Total War team, and I'm here today to talk to you, along with some of the development team, wonderful developers here, look at these people, beautiful faces, about the what's next for Total
Die üblichen Gesichter und jetzt kommt bestimmt gleich erstmal eine Vorstellungsrunde.
War Warhammer 3, as well as a little look at the future vision for the franchise as well. Now we are endeavouring to be more open and transparent with you guys with everything that we're doing at the moment. So this is a new format that we haven't tried before. We'd love to know your comments and your thoughts about how it's gone, what you think we could do better, so that we can make these videos even more fun and informative for you in the future. But without further ado, let's do some introductions. So, Rich, do you want to take us away? Who are you and what do you do?
Who am I?
Das sage ich doch, die übliche Vorstellungsrunde. Ist ein bisschen ungewohnt, die alle so zu sehen. Wahrscheinlich wollen sie jetzt irgendwie wieder eine auf vertrauenswürdig machen oder so. Aber gut.
I'm Rich Aldridge. I'm the game director for the Total War Warhammer series. I've been doing this for quite a while now, at least the last 10 years or so. It's crazy how time's flown by, but I love it. It's been fantastic listening to all your feedback over that course of time, developing the series, getting in your favourite factions and characters, and we've got loads more to still add.
I'm Sean MacDonald, lead designer on the Warhammer DLC team. I've been here a meagre 6 years compared to Rich's 10. I'd led the Champions of Chaos, Chaos Dwarves and Thrones of Decay, and I'm looking forward to leading on this project again.
So I'm Victor, I'm from Sofia. I'm here now in Horsham to talk to you about Warhammer and more specifically Khorne. I've been a friend of the project for a while, Rich, we've been working together, so I'm here.
It's great to have you aboard and yeah, lots of collaboration going forward on Warhammer.
Wundert mich jetzt ein bisschen, dass Victor extra aus Sofia dorthin gekommen ist oder der daran jetzt arbeitet mit bei Warhammer, weil die waren ja eigentlich mit Pharao beschäftigt. Mussten sie jetzt in Sofia auch das Personal kürzen? Fragezeichen. Das ist auf jeden Fall etwas merkwürdig, aber okay.
So we'll jump in with a big question. What is the vision and ethos for Total War Warhammer 3 moving forward?
Well, I think a lot of that has to come down to the fact that you've given us so much important and impactful feedback over, well, I mean, since I've started on the project way back, but more recently, you know, your thoughts on Thrones of Decay. So what we want to do is continue in that mold, continue in that shape, and keep providing you the opportunity, the variety, the options of how you want to purchase Warhammer content moving forward. And that might be
Das letzte DLC zu Thrones of, also das DLC allgemein Thrones of Decay, das kam mir sehr gut an und es ist natürlich logisch, dass sie dann in dieser Form weitermachen wollen.
An individual pack, something smaller like you saw with, say, Malachi, or the complete bundle, as you saw also with Thrones of Decay. The big news, if you like, also is that you've shown us where the importance of the game is, and that is clear from the amount of campaigns you started and battles you fought and the rest of it. It's Immortal Empire. So our next DLCs will be focused on IE specifically for our new characters and our factions.
And that doesn't mean we'll stop supporting Realm of Chaos, of course. There will be a lot of bug fixing, a lot of rebalancing, a lot of making sure all the factions are still great there. But we figured out that after a while, the story of Realm of Chaos, you know, after you played it so many times, kind of becomes, you know, known to you. So we're moving to Immortal Empires being the place to be for every faction in the world.
Just gives you options. Both campaigns are still there to be enjoyed and played, but yeah. We know Immortal Empires is the quintessential Warhammer experience.
Also sie wollen sich mehr auf die große Kampagne wieder konzentrieren, auf Immortal Empires und nicht auf die Reiche des Chaos-Kampagne. Das heißt, die nächsten DLCs, die werden wahrscheinlich nicht für die Reiche des Chaos-Kampagne sein.
Let's look at what we've recently revealed. The next DLC that's going to be coming and the focal points for those. I would really like it if you could tell me a little bit more about those. Maybe we can start with Ogre Kingdoms. Who wants to take that?
Jetzt geht's los. Jetzt kommt was für die Ogre.
So shall I start?
Yeah, go on.
Go on. Sean's got all the juicy gossip at the end. Right, so Ogre Kingdoms, that's a faction we wanted to touch and improve upon for quite some time. And we're here now, and we're really excited at what we're going to be able to do and bring and flesh them out. Because again, if I look back on my journey, your feedback has always said to me about how can you get these factions up to their fullest? How can you get all the beloved characters and units into it? And that's what we want to do with Ogre Kingdoms now. So I'm really pleased to announce today that our new legendary lord for the Ogre Kingdoms will be Goldfag Maneater. Yeah.
Oh, Goldfag Maneater. Also der geleakt worden ist, der kommt auch wirklich fürs Spiel.
He's a big hitter. He's one that's steeped in lore. I mean, I know you touched on some of the old editions there, Victor. This guy goes way back as well, and is in a variety of different editions, and even the
Oh, der sieht cool aus. Oh, schick.
dog's a war army, but his shtick, if you don't know, is that he loves to roam the world. He loves to go to far-flung places, being given sort of contracts and things to go and do for people. And if you've got a bag of cash, he's more than happy to take it in bolstering out his forces.
Go around the world, try different cuisine, do
Oh, yeah.
ourselves, everything edible.
Exactly. And you know, we don't just stop with him. There'll be a plethora of new characters, and there'll be a legendary hero. But I do get to talk to you a little bit about some of the units that we'll be adding as well for the ogres, which I think are super cool. And in fact, one of them is very cool, very cold, very frosty, which is the Thunder Tusk. So that's going to have a breath effect on it, which you might...
Donnerstoßszene. Ja, die sind für die Ogre natürlich auch sehr interessant. Die sehen hier auf den ersten Blick auch sehr, sehr gut aus. Wer jetzt der legendäre Held wird bei den Ogren, das haben sie leider nicht gesagt. Aber da kann ich ja noch mal irgendwann ein Video zu machen. Da gibt es auch einige mögliche Charaktere.
Come to expect with its ogres mounted up high, shooting harpoons in the light. So a big beastie in your army to really flesh things out. There will be some other units as well.
Erinnert mich so ein bisschen an die Mammuts bei Norska, aber die sehen irgendwie etwas gefährlicher aus.
Just like we've seen in Thrones of Decay, so you can expect that same shape and format again. And the other one, which, if I'm allowed, I'll talk about it now, is the Blood Vultures. So this is maybe not a unit you come to
Blutgeier.
expect, because it's not a unit in the lore book per se, but it's a feature for the Ogre Hunter. We wanted to give the ogres that kind of aerial capability, so they'll be joining the fray as well.
Ja, das werden halt leichte Flugeinheiten sein, die halt die Ogre so ein bisschen unterstützen. Ja, die können vielleicht mal die Artillerie wegstecken oder ein paar Schützen wegmachen, aber Großes kann man von denen, glaube ich, nicht erwarten.
Very cool, very cool. Victor, tell us a bit
Aber sie sahen gut aus, ne?
about what's coming to Khorne.
Oh, you know what's coming. You've been requesting it in the forums. We know it. We hear you. And this has always been the case for us to want to do Skulltaker eventually. And here we are.
So, Skulltaker wird der legendäre Lord sein für Khorne. Ja, da hatten ja viele vermutet, nicht Abal. Ja, also Abal haben viele vermutet. Und jetzt sehen wir doch Skulltaker. Skulltaker ist der bekannteste Bloodletter von Khorne. Ja, also er sieht ja eigentlich auch aus wie ein normaler Bloodletter, nur eben halt etwas mehr Besonderes, ja. Und er ist halt sehr gut in Duellen.
We know that there's only one legendary ward in the game right now for Khorne. Of course, the second one will bring much needed variety. So this is what will be my mission, to take this character and do him justice, portray him the way he is in the lore, which, being a Khorne character, again, you know what to expect. If you don't know, let me tell you. He goes to collect skulls from worthy opponents. He collects all the skulls, but those that are really interesting, he adds them to his collection. He adds them to his cloak, which also adds to his power. So when he defeats a really powerful enemy, the way he does in a challenge, he goes and issues a challenge. People come to answer that call, fall beneath him, and he adds their skill to his collection, and it lets him absorb the power of that character. So the stronger the enemy, support.
Das hat sich gerade ein bisschen versprochen, aber er ist so der Charakter, wie gesagt, der ist halt sehr herausforderungssüchtig, er ist halt sehr gut in Duellen, er sammelt halt auch Gegenstände, ja, er markiert diese getöteten Feinde auf seinen Umhang, er sammelt Schädel, also ist alles in allem, finde ich, doch ein sehr interessanter für Korn und der könnte mit einigen Mechaniken auch etwas Abwechslung reinbringen bei Korn. Ja, bei Korn ist es ja immer sehr schwierig, der hat ja keine Magie. Also von daher finde ich dann auch schon eine gute Entscheidung.
The stronger the power that he absorbs. So we can see how this could be lead to some sort of more snowballing gameplay perhaps. You don't need to be an experienced game designer like those two to imagine what the gameplay will be like. We'll be adding a few new units to Khorne as well. Heroes Wars you could expect. For example, there will be a great monster that Sean can tell you a bit more about.
Yeah, so we've got the Slaughter Brute on the way. So we've obviously seen the Mutilar Vortex Beast.
Eieieiei. Schlachter auf dem Weg, also haben wir offensichtlich das Vortex-Stück gesehen. Es gibt ja diese Vortex-Bestien bei den Chaoskriegern oder allgemein beim Chaos. Und da haben wir ja auch schon die Vortex-Bestie bekommen. Für Sinch. Und das hier, das Ding, das sieht noch mal extra brutaler aus, finde ich, bei Khorne. Also, ja, dem möchte ich nicht begegnen.
So we did Shadows of Change, and we thought, well, we need to get the less magical and mystical and far more bloody and gory and aggressive and all the classic Khorne traits in a big beastie. So we're bringing him along for the journey. So yeah, there's one to be excited about.
Yeah, it's nice to add this content now to Khorne. You know, we've been through Tzeentch, we've been through Nurgle, we're now at Khorne. Don't worry, Slaanesh fans, we'll get to you as well. It's all in our great plan.
Ja, die Slaanesh-Fans, die werden nicht zu kurz kommen, meint er jetzt hier. Also die bekommen auch noch Content.
Yeah, Victor's gonna have a lot of fun painting the town red with this.
Yeah, you know we want to do them all. You know we've read the books. Games Workshop has given us so much throughout the years, and if it's up to us, we'll do it all. It's just a matter of in what order. So you could definitely help us prioritize that with your, talking to us.
Sean, are you going to tell us a little bit about Orcs and Goblins?
I can tell you a little bit about Orcs and
Just a
Goblins.
little bit.
Just a smidge. Just a tiny
bit.
Jetzt kommen die Grünis.
crumb. Okay.
Yeah. That's enough.
Great, thanks guys. So since Rich and Victor have told us the legendary lords are for the other cultures, we're looking at Gorbad Ironclaw for Orcs and Goblins.
Oh, Gorbad Ironclaw, also doch keinen Goblin für die Grünis, sondern wirklich wieder einen Ork.
As our big hitter, one of the
Den hat man auch spielen können schon mit einer Mod im zweiten Teil.
most iconic and successful orcs to ever traipse through the Warhammer world. One big thing that we took from feedback on Thrones of Decay was that having the units and the roster feel attached to the lord that is representing them in the DLC is super important. So like Elspeth representing Lennon, etc. So with Gorbad, we thought he's the perfect character to let us bring in a variety of orcs and goblins, because there's a sprinkle of orc and a sprinkle of goblin and a little bit of squig over here, and who can unify them but the single best commander that actually use strategies and use wolf riders, use squigs, use orcs and goblins all in conjunction. He's the perfect poster boy, poster orc, so that we can get the best and most exciting roster in, and some colossal beasties maybe on the journey there with him as well. Yeah.
Auf den Ironclaw bin ich mal gespannt. Auf jeden Fall überraschend. Ja, ich habe eigentlich auch damit gerechnet, dass ich wieder einen Goblin nehme, aber gut, wir bekommen wieder einen Ork.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with them. We know that greenskins and orcs and goblins are in a really good state at the moment, thanks to your feedback. We've still got a few little tweaks and fixes we want to do to things like wars where we can, but as Sean said, there's just so much variety in this faction that we really want to try and get as much of this to you as soon as possible. So, maybe along the way there might be a few little sneaky surprises as well that we can drop for you.
Nice. I like surprise.
Es gibt ein paar Überraschungen für die Grünis, da bin ich mal gespannt. Ich hoffe, dass einige alte legendäre Lords auch noch mal ein paar schöne Mechaniken bekommen, ja.
Surprises. Very cool. A big question that comes up whenever we do DLC, as I'm sure you're aware, is free content. Now, you know, we have our process where we always release some free LC alongside the DLC. What's the approach going to be with the next one? What are we able to talk about? What we've got coming?
Jetzt geht es den Free LC, also das, was wir gratis hinzu bekommen.
Yeah, I think so. So we went back to the old formula on Thrones of Decay. It was quite clear that we needed to add legendary lords back in. Don't get me wrong, I think a lot of people still enjoy legendary heroes and they have their place, and we're still looking to continue with those. But legendary lords provide you that new experience. You know, you get to have a fresh take on things. And Epidemius, I think, was one that we all enjoyed making, and just a little twist on what he could offer. So the focus again with this content, and as we touched on earlier, with the content going forward, is Immortal Empire. So you can expect to see the character appear there. And one to get Victor very excited about is gets yet another Khorne character to add to the fray. So we're doubling down.
Also wir bekommen für Immortal Empire, also für die große Kampagnenkarte, dort wird er nur spielbar sein, bekommen wir einen neuen legendären Lord noch für Khorne. Also eine weitere spielbare Fraktion für Khorne. Also Khorne bekommt 2 legendäre Lords. Wer der zweite jetzt sein wird, das kann ich nur vermuten. Vielleicht nehmen sie jetzt doch als zweiten den Abal. Na, kann ja doch sein. Der ist ja im Moment ganz groß im Gespräch. Oder vielleicht wird es auch ein ganz anderer werden. Und sie nehmen den Abal als legendären Helden. Die Möglichkeit gibt es ja auch noch.
Down on Khorne on this one. We really want to make sure that Khorne, you know, gets to have its moment in the spotlight. And again, as I mentioned
Also Khorne soll ins Rampenlicht kommen.
earlier, don't worry if you've got other factions that you want to see some attention to.
Ja, macht aber auch Sinn, weil in der Warhammer Community hat Khorne halt sehr viele Anhänger. Was ich manchmal nicht so richtig verstehen kann, weil für mich fehlt die Abwechslung bei Khorne. Ja, das ist irgendwie ein bisschen eintönig. Oder auch ein bisschen stumpf. Ja, also da haben die anderen Chaosgötter ein bisschen mehr Flexibilität. Aber gut.
They are going to get their time in the sun.
Very cool. I look forward to seeing the guesses and speculation across the community soon.
Please, yeah.
Awesome. So we've spoken a lot about this current content, what we're working on now, this newly announced DLC. Is there anything you can tell us about the plan moving forward for future DLCs after this one has arrived?
Yeah, so the feedback that we've had from everybody has been super useful in kind of getting us on the right path, and I think giving you the content that you want to see and experience in the game. So very much like what we've just announced here with this latest DLC, and then what we saw prior with Thrones of Decay and even Shadows of Change. We want to get, first and foremost, all those Chaos God factions out to you. So you can expect to see Slaanesh in the future, but also the shape and mould as well to continue in this same vein. So offering a 3D.
Ja, also hier ist nochmal die Andeutung, dass Slaanesh etwas in Zukunft bekommen wird. Ja, also keine Sorge. Ihr bekommt euren Content. Nur wann, das steht noch in den Sternen.
3 different factions, 3 different experiences, boosting out, you know, the units and heroes and things and offer in that regard. So yeah, that variety that you've all given us so much positive feedback on, we want to keep harnessing and creating and moving forward with. And then beyond that, well, you know, the Warhammer world's our oyster, so to speak. There's lots and lots of content still out there. There's factions that we haven't touched upon in quite some time, and it's kind of a reason for that. So yeah, Vampire Count fans, don't worry, you'll be good. Norska fans, again, you know, we want to come back there and address things to do with the monster hunts, just to name a couple. I mean, my favourite is still the Lizard Men. If we can do something about the geomantic web, fingers crossed, Sean. You know,
Also, wir bekommen noch Content, das jetzt gerade hier so versprochen worden ist, für Slaanesh, Vampirfürsten, ja, ich sag mal Neferata, Norska und Echsenmenschen.
We'll see. But yeah, legacy content is super important. So if we haven't done anything in a while, just know it's in our plans. We've got a long, you know, journey ahead of us. Lots of exciting content to add to the game.
If it exists, we would love to make it.
Oh, absolutely. Hopefully one day we'll see, you know, my beloved halflings. But let's see. No promises.
Yeah, I know you'd make everything.
Ja, er würde gerne noch die Halblinge ins Spiel bringen, aber das kann er halt leider nicht versprechen. Ja, warum kann er das nicht versprechen? Weil das ist eben halt so ein Games Workshop-Ding, das müssen die erst genehmigen. Und über die Halblinge gibt es eben halt nicht sehr viel. Ja, das muss auf jeden Fall mit Games Workshop zusammen gemacht werden. Genauso wie das Völkchen Int. Ja, für Int müsste auch Games Workshop mit Creative Assembly wahrscheinlich zusammenarbeiten. Das müsste Games Workshop auch jetzt mal genehmigen. Ist leider so.
Thing if you could, wouldn't you?
If I could, yeah.
No
For
chaos
everyone.
got left behind.
Yep, there you go. And you touched on it here as well, and we mentioned it in the development update that we did before. But looking back at like the legacy content and the game as it currently is as well, I know there's a want to kind of freshen up what's already there. I don't know, Sean, do you want to tell us a little bit more about what the kind of expectations can be there?
Yeah, I can work on that for you. So yeah, so far we've only really done bug fixing in the interim patches between our 0.0s. So going up to 6.0, we're planning to bring in some smaller additions as well. So things that you would normally see in a patch, including things such as like the reworks that you might expect to come with a big 0.0 drop, such as like the cults. So we're going to take a look at them, and then even beyond reworking, we might try and add some new content to create some new, fresh experiences that, again, you would usually be waiting for us to drop a DLC, but we want to try and give all of the races a little bit of love if we can. And we've obviously said it's ogres, corn, and orcs and goblins for this one, but you know we know everyone's got their favourite, and we want to try and touch it across the game where we can.
Yeah. So you're saying we're
Also mit 6.0, also mit Patch 6.0 dann, den wir dann bekommen werden, wollen sie noch ein bisschen Gas geben. Was sie eben halt nicht versprechen können, also, was heißt nicht versprechen, was sie hier jetzt nicht mehr erwähnt haben, ist halt das von der Map-Erweiterung. Das haben sie ja schon mal bestätigt, dass es mit 6.0 eine Map-Erweiterung geben wird. Und davon war jetzt hier leider nichts mehr zu lesen.
not just adding to the new races that are coming with the new DLC, but also to previous ones scattered here and there.
Exactly. And I think the big thing is feedback. So if if you say you're missing something and you'd love to see something, we will try to bring it in where we can and make sure every single experience in the game is at that same level of quality that we strive to hit.
We enjoy it. We enjoy creating the new as much as reworking some of the old. We've been doing this for quite some time now, and to be in this position where we can go back and reimagine things, improve things, is all thanks to you in supporting the game. So yeah, please continue to send in your ideas. Maybe we can make it, maybe we can't, but there's no harm in just suggesting it to us.
Awesome.
Ja, also immer ruhig Ideen posten. Einige schaffen es halt nicht, ne?
Yeah, I know that's going to be music to a lot of our players' ears as well, knowing that stuff's coming down the line. So
win-win.
I'm going to expect to see a lot of speculation, a lot of suggestions, a lot of demands.
Ja, sie freuen sich über die neuen Spekulationen. Warum auch nicht?
Is there anything already that we can say about when this DLC is likely to be arriving?
The team is hard at work. We're having fun working on it. I hope you will have fun as well when it comes out. When?
Yeah, well, we've got plenty more to do, plenty more skulls to be reaped, lots of meat to be taken, and some big wars to be generated. So we're looking at the back end of the year.
Yeah, these projects are...
Ende des Jahres sollen... Steht es da wirklich? Ja. Ende des Jahres soll der neue Content kommen. Also der neue Content für Oger, Korn und Grünhäute. Das ist ja wie damals in Total War Warhammer 2 Zeiten. Da hat es auch so lange gedauert. Uff. So, das ist jetzt enttäuschend.
Quite big. I mean, Thrones of the Decay style DLCs, they take a long time to make sure we hit that right quality level, which is why we're so intent on making sure the patches hit and keep the game alive. We don't want to go a long period where it can feel stagnant, and that's why we're looking to do these reworks and these additional contents in the interim.
Thank you for joining us for our Total War Warhammer 3 development update today. In terms of our next communications, we're going to be looking at coming back to you, hopefully around late summer, with an update on what we're working on.
Also im Spätsommer gibt es nochmal News.
In the meantime, keep coming to us with your feedback, letting us know what your thoughts on, especially things like this format. This is new for us. This is a new thing that we've done. We'd love to know what you thought about it. We really want to make these videos as fun and informative for you as we can, and your feedback helps us to do that. From all of us here at CA and the Total War team, thank you and bye.
Enjoy.
Ja, alles in allem gute News, bis auf die letzte News, ne, natürlich. Mit, oh Mann. Also ich bin da irgendwie ein bisschen fassungslos, ne? Ja, der neue Content, der ist Ende des Jahres. Ende des Jahres, hat er gesagt. Boah. Ja, das ist, wie gesagt, damals in Total Warhammer 2 Zeiten haben die DLCs dann auch irgendwie irgendwann so lange gebraucht und das ist jetzt eben halt die Folge der Personalkürzungen, ne? Sie haben sich halt mit einigen Projekten übernommen. Sie haben den Release von Total Warhammer 3 verkackt. Sie haben dieses eine Spiel, das sie da rausbringen wollten, dieses eine Shooter, oh, ich komme jetzt nicht mehr auf den Namen, der liegt mir auf der Zunge. Den haben sie ja komplett gecancelt. Jenas, genau, Jenas. Und das sind jetzt eben halt alles so diese Folgen, ne? Aber erst Ende des Jahres jetzt neuer Content. Oh. Aber gut, wir haben ja noch Total War Pharaoh, wir haben noch Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, wir haben bestimmt noch Updates für 40k Dark Tide, wir haben noch Space Marine 2, ja, also es kommt ja noch eine ganze Menge raus. Und ich denke, das wird uns die Zeit etwas versüßen bis zum neuen Content, ja, aber Ende des Jahres, das ist schon heftig, ne? Gut, damit bin ich raus. Ich bedanke mich bei euch fürs Zuschauen. Und dann sehen wir uns wieder im nächsten Video oder im Livestream.